Hey Ted. Oh, how'd it go? Not great, I wouldn't say. That's my new rig right there. She said it's broken in a couple different spots, so.
Well, you know how to swing a hammer, don't you?
Yeah, well, I was using like a T-post driver with no handles. Got it up too far and slammed her down as hard as I could, and I got both thumbs. But first thing I did was try to draw my bow back with this thing on, put a little pressure on there, and it hurt. Starts to hurt pretty bad.
You don't think you're gonna be able to tough it out then, huh?
Probably not, unfortunately. I'd like to say I can, but that's where I'm at.
Gotta figure out a way to draw my bow. Can't let the guys down.
This isn't for the masses. Your ability to suffer every day. You must ask yourself, did I do enough? Stay hard.
When something is wrong, you always just look at me and say, good. And I said, well, yeah, there's gonna be some good that's gonna come from it.
They don't know me, son.
Get it? 18.
They don't know me, son.
Good. 22.
Who's gonna carry the boats and the logs? Who's one more to carry the boats?
You're gonna do it. You're gonna do it. You're gonna do it. There's gonna be some good that's gonna come from it.
All right, guys, tonight we're kicking off the 2023 deer tour. Got the car all packed up, ready to rock and roll. This season's gonna be starting off a little bit rocky for me because I broke my thumb about 2 days ago. Got this brace put on yesterday afternoon. Came out to the yard this morning and I was actually able to get my bow drawn and shoot it with this brace on right here. So that's what I'm running with to start the deer tour, is a thumb brace, I guess. Not ideal, but we're gonna see if we can make it work. We'll take that.
Here we go, it's that time of the year again. The 2023 Deer Tour is officially underway, but we appreciate you guys coming along with us. We really appreciate your support. This should be an interesting hunt to start the year because the general area that we're going to, we've hunted some in the past, so we kind of have a feel for where to find deer, how to find deer. However, this region experienced a pretty bad winter kill. It was a really prolonged winter. There was so much snow that filled in what limited habitat there is, so a lot of deer died of starvation or exposure to the brutally cold temperatures. So the deer population is lower than what it normally would be. So it's probably going to take more effort to actually find deer, and especially to find bucks that we want to go after. So we're going to be spending a lot of time glassing and scouting to locate deer, and once we do find bucks to hunt, we'll work in from there and hopefully find a good way to get close to where they're bedding and set up, or ideally be able to put a stalk on them in the right situation. But anyways, I'm excited, thankful for another deer season. I'm going to meet up with Ted and Cole here in a few hours. We're going to get some sleep and then get up and start scouting right away in the morning.
We've been sitting in this same spot for about an hour or a little longer this morning. Been seeing some deer, most of them up on this high ground. We've been looking for them a lot down in this bottom and these cattails and stuff, but most of them are up here on top. So sounds like Greg's had a pretty slow morning as well. He's only seen a doe and 2 fawns, I think. So let's cruise. Sweet.
Well, it's mid-morning right now. Glassing was pretty uneventful. Saw a few does and fawns. So in the spot that I'm at right now, kind of caught my eye on the map. There's a dirt road here, goes through and parallels the public land. And there's a bunch of ag fields adjacent to the public. Whether it's deer hunting, whether it's turkey hunting, as much as possible, we take advantage of gravel roads and dirt roads where you can see tracks and at least establish, yes, there are deer in this area. There are turkeys in this area. Here we go, maybe a little bit bigger track. Couple bigger tracks here. That's exactly what I was hoping to find. I'm gonna drop the pin on the map quick. Unless they found something better, I think this is an area that's definitely worth investigating more.
Look at that thing. That thing is giant.
Didn't expect me to be sitting there filming butterflies next to my truck. Look at this grasshopper.
Found a little spot on the hood there. That thing is hilarious how big it is.
It's pretty ridiculous.
I'm glad that Carl added those burrito holders into the vest.
Yep, one on this side, another on this. We just came over to this spot that Greg scouted out earlier, and he found a bunch of deer tracks on the road coming out of this public ground. So I'm gonna hike back in here and see what it looks like, see what we can find for sign back in there. Cole and I just got done bushwhacking through a different spot. Not ideal, but we can dive in here and see what it looks like. Hopefully it's a little bit better than the last spot. This trail is beat down to dirt pretty much.
Yeah, they're just peeling around the edge of this cattail slough.
Mm-hmm. Might just go up on top of this hill and look for sign, and then I don't know if we'll want to go further than that or not. Because this stuff looks pretty darn good. Probably trail cameras somewhere. Yep, right there. We just walked in this little spot and we were getting to some real thick stuff. And there's like a bunch of corn and a mineral block or a salt lick right there. Trail camera right there. Yeah. Somebody's been in here baiting. Well, no wonder this trail's so tore up. This looks like a deer bed right here. He beds up right here and then he gets up and takes a good 5 steps to get to his corn.
I just mark it and board it to a game warden.
Well, I just made it to where I'm going to glass for the next hour and a half about. Ted's a little ways down the road. Greg's kind of in a whole different area, so we're covering a lot of different spots tonight. Hopefully one of us sees something to go after tomorrow for opening day.
Stay there, buddy. Stay there. Oh yeah, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. Well, it's just about sunset right now, and the tally for this evening is some dragonflies and a muskrat. That's it. Sounds like Ted and Cole haven't seen much either, so I think that winter kill is becoming more apparent in that deer populations are just really low in this area. So, I mean, we'll keep after it, give it another day or two here, and then if we have to, move on. But this is a beautiful area here. Just wish there was more deer to be seen. Should be a sweet time lapse. Man, that iPhone HDR is amazing.
That's today, and that was about a week ago. It's coming back around.
So how does it feel overall? Did you have any more pain in your thumb?
Not really. It's just kind of tender at times, but other than that, not real too bad, especially when it's in this brace. Did a little bit of shooting here in camp. Just took a few shots to practice with this brace on again, and looks like we're good to go. So we haven't found much for deer yet. Found some spots with some does in them, but haven't found much for bucks. So once it gets a little bit later in the day, we're gonna start easing our way into some of these spots, getting to some good glassing points, and then hopefully find some deer from there. But I think Jake's rolling into camp around 5. Nick will be here sometime tomorrow. Nick also has a tag here, so we'll have a full squad ready to rock and roll. See it right here. I wondered if we might bump something right here, right where this grass switches. And sure enough, there was one in there. There's her bed right there. Or a bed.
This little ditch could come in handy.
He just
Oh, really? The same exact thing? Like a parrot just repeating everything that Ted says?
I was gonna say, is there an echo in here? Just gotten a little set up here, about 5 o'clock. There's a lot of trails coming up out of these cattails, going up to the fields on top. It's alfalfa and wheat up there, but there seems to be a lot of sign up there. But there's a huge sea of cattails, and then right along the edge is a bunch of different types of vegetation that look good for where deer would want to hang out. So we can see a long way up this stretch, and there's lots of little ditches and stuff we can use if we do see one come out, to be able to maneuver around and maybe get a shot at it. But to start, we're just sitting here so we can get out, hopefully get eyes on one. I'm still looking. Oh yeah, okay. I thought the one was a buck. Bummer. 3 more does. 3 does. All the way across the water over here. We thought the one was a buck there for a minute, but it wasn't. I haven't seen anything on our side yet, but it's just now getting to prime time, so hopefully we can see a deer with a rack tonight. Jake just rolled in about an hour ago, so he's out glassing too. The beans up at the very top. Yeah, there's a couple does up there. But I mean, we still got a little bit of time. Yeah, we can see like
Thermal's dropping to where the deer is supposed to come from. Good.
Oh, yeah.
Just what we want. Look at these things. We should have a good video.
Yeah. Highlight of the video.
I said we got some killer dragonfly and crane footage, so we should have a good video.
It's 8:30, and we've seen a bunch of does over there across the water, but no bucks. There's all this smoke that's rolling in now too, so it's making it hard to sit here and glass across long distances. So I think we're gonna start packing our stuff up and maybe poke over the top and look out into some of these fields on our side. Nope, we saw a pile of does across the water, and that was about it.
Will you come help me try to get my car unlocked?
Oh, I'd love to.
The door is like open a little bit, so I think we'll be able to get it. Something to pry the door open or something.
Yeah, I got my bag of tools in here, so we should be able to figure something out. Alright, we'll be there in 15 minutes.
Okay.
The bad luck continues. Jake locked himself out of his car, so That's the next objective, is get him back in his vehicle. I figured he was gonna say he was stuck. That's usually what it is, but this time he's locked out.
Jumped up on top of the vehicle, stepped up there, must have stepped on the lock, and the door swung closed on me. And here we are. Got a pry bar, I think that'll work best. Just pry it up there. Also, let me get this in there. Might not be strong enough.
Go straight down, maybe.
This could actually work.
There it is.
Oh! Yo!
Great job, Cole, dude.
Just had to give it to Cole. It took him about 45 seconds. Well, thank you guys. That was fun. It's a good way to start the trip.
Can only go up.
Speak to you soon.
I'm gonna buy you a hide key for Christmas.
No, I used to have one zip tied to the back there, but that's gone.
All right, guys, we're back at camp right now. Jake just rolled in last night, managed to lock his keys in the car first night here. So
Here I am.
we got that
Guys,
going
I'm
for
here
us.
and I need you to help me out. Unlock my car.
But we just wanted to run through some of the stuff that we take on these early season trips, some of the essentials. First thing is this Sawyer's Picardin lotion. We use this stuff pretty much every hunt just because we're hunting down in like swamps and cattail sloughs and stuff like that, so the mosquitoes get pretty darn bad down in there.
Especially early season like this, and the further south you go, the more necessary it's going to be. So
this stuff will repel mosquitoes and ticks for up to 14 hours. It also repels gnats and biting flies, which we've dealt with a lot out here, even around camp. They've been all over us. Rub it all around and seems to work darn good. We used it a lot in Wyoming last year during Warb's September hunt. The mosquitoes, that was probably the worst I've ever seen the mosquitoes. We tried using thermocells first, and those knocked them down a little bit, but then we started using this Picardin, and that definitely helped a ton.
we use a lot of their other stuff during September too, especially like Zach and them will be elk hunting. They'll be using the water filtration stuff a bunch, and they offer just a bunch of stuff. I think Greg got the snake bite kit. Hopefully we don't have to use that, but we'll have it if we do, I guess.
Yeah, it'll probably come in handy at some point. Pretty much all the Sawyer's products we use during these early season trips. Nice thing about this stuff is if you get your clothes touching it, it won't ruin your clothing, won't ruin any of your gear, won't take like the finish off of your gun or your bow or anything like that. So you can lather this stuff on as good as you need to, and it's not gonna hurt any of your gear.
Another essential thing, especially for these early season hunts in open country like this, is optics. Nick's got a Vortex Diamond back here. I've got a Razor, and I got mine here on the window clip right now. That thing's pretty handy. You can just cinch it right down, and I got I think it's Olin's or Allen's mount. That's my favorite phone mount that I've ever used. The magnet on this one is right around the lens, so you just pop it right on there, and it just acquires the target, I guess, real fast. It always pops right on there where the lens is centered up. You don't have to do any fussing around with it.
Yeah, we use these a ton on these early season trips, especially when we're up here where we can see a long way out over the plains or into a cattail slough or something like that. You guys see us using this pretty much every hunt. We'll see a deer a lot of times with our binos, and then we'll put the spot and scope on it and be able to tell a lot easier what the deer actually is, if it's a buck we want to go after or not.
And also filming them disappear into an area, you can go back and watch that video and have a landmark on exactly where it went instead of having to just try to remember it. Because I'm always going back to my phone when we watch a buck disappear into a cattail slough or something like that. You just find the landmark behind it and can kind of go from there. We use the spotters a bunch, but Greg and Zach, I know, have used these 15X binos a lot. They might be a little easier on the eyes where you can keep them both open, and you just have a little wider field of view if you're just trying to find animals, and then the spotters when you're more trying to dial in and just see exactly what they are and looking at them way off. Another thing you guys are going to see us using a lot is these new vests we come out with, the M2. And first of all, you just can carry a bunch of water, which that's probably more important than anything really, especially early season like this. You see a buck in the morning and you got to hang with them the rest of the day. If you don't have water, you're not going to be able to stay out there. We've learned that the hard way a couple times. So you can pack a lunch in there and have enough water. And then I got the compression straps on mine. I've just been taking a tripod and hooking it on there when we're walking out to high points and stuff like that, and then taking it off when we get there. There's also a bunch of zip pockets on the inside, so like putting your tag and your wet wipes in there, but there's 2 different storage compartments in there, and you can just keep stuff kind of stowed away and organized. So that's the vest. You can get those on the website, and we got a bunch of other new stuff on there too. We got water bottles. This hat's a new thing we got on there. Pretty much everything he's wearing, all kinds of new stuff. Sawyer stuff is available on there now. We've got the magnetic phone mounts, magnetic car mounts where you can just have Onyx pulled up there, and we use those a lot. Got some pretty cool stuff coming down the pipeline. These guys haven't really found any bucks yet, but
now that I'm here.
But now that me and Nick are in town, as long as I can keep my keys outside of my vehicle and not lock them in there, hopefully we can get eyes on something more guys we got.
Yeah, we got some good weather coming up too, so we're looking forward to that. See you guys on the next one.